Talk to me about the St. Martin Christian Party. The list this time around, you have how many candidates on the list?
We have 13.
13. Lucky number 13.
Yes.
Okay.
We had 12 last time.
Okay. So and the first time around it was
We
I
had
think 6 or 8.
We had 9.
9 the first time. Okay.
9.
So the party has grown not only in voter support but also in candidates.
Yes.
And what is the let's say the goal for this election? Do you believe a full mandate is realistic, or are you again looking at just securing 1 or 2 seats and try to be a difference maker in the coalition or in the forming of a coalition?
Well, or in the opposition.
Or in the opposition.
Or in the opposition.
Okay. That's well said. Okay.
But we're looking to get at least 3 seats, because we realize with a 1 seat. It was a great experience,
yes.
But it was rather difficult to move forward, because you need the support of at least 2 other parliamentarians and just to call a meeting. And
right. So if you're there by yourself, there's
you have to do a lot of lobbying,
sure,
to get it done. Whereas if you do have the support in terms of numbers, it's easily you can sit together and say, this was in our manifesto, this is what we wanted to execute, let's go for it, because the 3 of us or the 4 of us or more, this is what we're about. Now you will need to pick and choose and say, okay, now I'll need the support of this one, that one, and the other.
Is there a particular party you're more inclined to want to form a coalition with?
Not at this time. That is not something that we would want to even discuss at
Fair.
this time.
Okay. So all options are on the table.
All options.
All options are on the table. If the people give you the support, so the St. Martin Christian Party is fortunate to be part of a ruling coalition or mandate, but they're in the driver's seat, or have a voice in the driver's seat at least. What are the top 3 things on your list that you want to get accomplished immediately?
Well,
we know nothing happens immediately in government, but again, in a perfect world, if you can get in there and execute, your top 3 wishes.
Well, coming from education, one of the things that I would like to see happen, and that is, let me look at government. Government itself. Something what is called a public expenditure review. How is government spending its money?
Interesting. Okay.
Within the Ministry of Education, I feel that a lot of money is spent, but where exactly is it going?
Yes.
Are we getting the worth out of the dollars that we're spending, or the guilders? I think that is very important.
Okay.
That we know how we're spending our money.
Sure.
And
can it be more effectively done? Or maybe I'm almost certain it can be, but how do we do it more effectively? Let's say.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think also within the Ministry of Justice, that needs a lot of attention. It needs reform. It needs a complete overhaul, especially in terms of the personnel, the HR situation, the prison situation.
Okay. So whole justice reform and okay.
Yeah. Finances, how we're spending our money.
Sure.
And how we can generate revenue. And it's not always by taxing people.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
So those are some of the things. I think I would like for us to focus on our youth.
Yes.
Okay. We're saying these are this is the future of this country,
right.
And we really need to focus on developing them, offering them programs that will enable them to be part and parcel of this community.
And prepared
be prepared. One of the things that I did when I was Minister of Education was to look at the vocational school.
Yes.
So that and begin to start with a reform there.
Sure.
so that our young people, the preparation that they get would be much more related to the job.
To the job opportunities that exist.
Yes.
Of course. So, okay, you served as Minister of Education.
Culture, Youth and Sports.
Culture, Youth and Sports,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So let's give the whole title. And in all fairness, you only were in that seat for about a year, plus or minus.
Yes,
So
about a year and four.
So I can't expect you to have solved every issue in that, but certainly at least you should have a good understanding of, the education system on the island. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our public education system? 10 being it's perfect. We're thoroughly preparing our youth for the future they have, for the opportunities that St. Martin can offer. And 1 being it's absolutely deplorable, and we're again not preparing our youth at all. Where do we fall right now?
When you ask about public education, you need to define that a little better.
Okay.
Because we do have public education, that those are schools that are fully subsidized
Yes.
by the government.
Yes.
And in fact, they're run by government. Government is the school board.
Okay.
Then you have what we call subsidized schools. These are schools that get a subsidy, but they they have their own
curriculum.
No, not a curriculum.
Okay. Their own board.
Their own board.
Okay.
And then you have what is called private schools.
Yes.
And these that's paid education. Parents send their children there. So when you talk when you're asking about,
let's go with the ones that the government.
Government.
Yes, the government-run schools.
Yes, government-run schools.
The ones that subsidize and government is also the board.
Yes.
So that would be Milton Peters and...
No.
No? Okay.
Milton Peters...
I'm getting schooled right now. Okay.
That's a subsidized school board.
That's a subsidized school board.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The government gives about 74 million guilders in subsidy.
Wow. Okay.
To
that's significant.
A number of schools.
Okay.
So the ones that are operated... entirely by government. Those are about 7 primary schools and 1 vocational school.
Okay.
And they're far from 10.
Okay.
What
closer
I've
to
done,
5, 6, 5, 6.
Yeah, maybe 5, 6.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
But what happened is the previous council of ministers decided, and rightly so, I would agree with them, that we need to take those schools from under government and put them in what is called a separate entity. They give them their own school board with their own budget.
Yes.
Because we find that those schools...
Better results.
And they're managed much better. Government is not good at managing much.
Sure. Okay.
And especially with all the changes, the quick changes in government, it's not a good thing. So what we've done is to begin to outsource. The idea would be to outsource government schools, put them under their own school board, and give them a subsidy.
Okay.
So they run according to a budget.
Okay.
And then they also would be able to do fundraising.
Okay.
Because private, subsidized schools and private schools,
they can't do that because they're dependent on government subsidies, so they can't raise their own funds.
They can, but government schools,
correct,
they cannot raise funds because any funds that they raise
goes to government coffers. Yes. So so the subsidized schools, Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you see they're at right now?
It's difficult to say. Their results are good because government through the Department of Inspection and Exams sort of regulates the final product.
Okay.
But then we would have to compare them with another. So fair enough. If you say
you need to have a benchmark to go against,
we would have to compare them with another country.
Okay.
So and that's very difficult. But we are not. You're not happy. You can always improve.
Okay. Certainly, there's a lot of room for improvement.
A lot of room for improvement.
How difficult is it, and why have we not seen this done, to introduce tourism into the curriculum from a very basic level straight up to high school. Again, we talked about preparing our youth for our economy. We're a tourism-based economy.
Well, it is done, especially in our high schools, secondary schools. You do get that. There's a tourism curriculum.
Okay. Is it a mandatory for all students, or is it like an elective?
No, it's not mandatory. It depends on what you're looking for in terms of tourism. You know, they get to learn about tourism, understand about tourism. They do projects about tourism. So when they leave school, they have a fair understanding of the tourism
The importance
industry.
of tourism.
Yes.
Okay.
And recently, just last year, with the Ministry of TIA, so tourism, the curriculum from the Caribbean was given to the school
To the
boards.
schools here.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and that was sort of digital based.
Okay. Okay, and I suppose that's another area of improvement, of course, is technology, within the schools. But of course, with that comes more subsidies.
More
I suppose. A couple of things real quick. I know we're running tight on time.